Hello, I'm going to be doing a makeup look. The last time I did one of these, it turned out really bad, so I'm just hoping that this one turns out good. But the entire thought is like red, so I'm kind of going for that. We're back, and we successfully look like a goblin monster. I've been using Pros-Aide lately, and I'm still experimenting with it to try to figure out how to make it work better than the glue stick, but so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's been really fantastic. I got it on Amazon, maybe like 15 bucks, I think. I'm gonna start with my base, which I'm finding as we're in quarantine is getting a little bit dark for my skin. This one is the nude Maybelline Fit Me, which I switched into a different bottle because the Fit Me bottles, if I'm being completely honest, kind of are awful. I was gonna throw them out because I thought I was out of makeup. And then it turns out there was a ton of product in it. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't throw all this out, because then I would have been wasting all that makeup that I had no idea was down there because the pump literally wouldn't squirt anything out. I know every drag performer does their makeup a little bit different, but this is my least favorite step because my face is all one color and I just look like a drowned rat. I want to try starting here and kind of forming out that, that white area, because I've noticed that a lot of times when I'm applying my eyebrows, I'll go through with the white and I'll use a brush to carve out the highlighted area, and I'm noticing that's pulling the glue, so I want to try doing that lighter base early and then building the eyebrow around that, rather than building the eyebrow and then doing the highlight after. My least favorite thing is when the glue starts ripping right at an inopportune time, and it's like I will be way too many steps in to go back and fix it. So I'm going in with a light olive color. And this is just the first of many highlight steps that I will be taking. This is a brown concealer. It's called Mocha, and it's from NYX, the Can't Stop Won't Stop, which I am utterly obsessed with. I think it's fantastic. I think as just a base color for my contouring, I think it does such a good job, and it helps support the powders once I get to them later. I always start from the bottom. I don't know if that's an effective technique that I'm using, or if it's just one of those things that I like to do, but I always start down here because I feel like the color is less concentrated because all of the product is not on here, and I don't want my jaw to look like a beard. So I start at the bottom because there's less product on here. And then as I go up, my forehead I want to be the most contoured next to my cheeks. So I will have like the most product on it by the time that I get up there. And I'm going back in with a light color, is that same Alabaster that I was using. By this point in the cream process, it's usually pretty evident what my face is going to look like. I pretty much follow the same steps every time that I do this, but I feel like it looks different every single time, and I don't know why that is, but I feel like it just looks slightly different every single time, which is not a bad thing. And by this point is usually when I can be like, okay, I know what this is gonna look like, and I can kind of already see the direction that it's going. I'm gonna go ahead and set it all with my Airspun. So I did this the other day. This is my Super Fat eye marker, and I used this to do my eyebrows. Normally I go for kind of like a dark brown kind of eyebrow color, but I did this black the other day and I thought it looked so good, so I want to try it, but I am noticing the glue tearing a little bit there. I don't know if you can see it. And it's also tearing a little bit up here. So clearly I still have some learning to do with how this Pros-Aide is going to work for me. I'm going to clean up the end of this just a little bit because I'm not loving that. And I'm going to intensify this just a little bit because I think it could probably be a little bit more intense. I have this Kat Von D, it's white out, it's the Super Brow, but I really like this because I think the color is the most intense white that I've ever gotten out of a cream before. It's super thick. It's close to the consistency of Clown White, which I love Clown White, but it is just so sticky. I microwaved it the other day to try to get it to soften because I heard a drag queen once say that you could do that, and I didn't really notice any difference. This is much closer towards the color that I wanted, so I'm just gonna buff it out just a little bit, kind of soften some at the ends. I think I've shown this before. It's a Wet n Wild pigment that I got during Halloween, and it's a white. It's loose, which I normally don't like loose things, especially loose pigments, but I don't know, I feel like they have so much fallout and it's not a good look. But this one I really like because the intensity of the color is really nice, and it's one of the best whites that I've gotten, and it's a really cheap off-brand one. And I got it during Halloween. I haven't seen it ever again since then, but it's got this kind of like nice glitter in it, and I think it helps make the look pop, especially under lights. I'm noticing like some glue boogers, like right all on this eyebrow, which this was the one that I had the toughest time getting to stay down, so there might be some more learning that I have to figure out with this Pros-Aide. She's doing what she needs to do. It's just, this is a lot of why I don't like glue stick, because I get a lot of these boogers. So I need to figure out how to make that not happen. Do you see that? This drag, I very much follow the pastry chef line of thinking, which is if you tear the fondant, put a little fondant flour over it, cover up the crack. And if I have cracks in my makeup or cracks in my glue, I'll typically put like a gemstone on it, or I'll like put something on it to kind of mask the fact that it broke and that it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So I've got this fun palette by Morphe. It's their Pride one that they released in 19. I really like the colors in it. They had a lot of different models, but one of them was a drag queen that they had, and that's what really sold me. Another Morphe palette. This one is this beautiful like gold one. I think it's so pretty. I found that the color that makes me the least the color that makes me look the least psychotic when I put on all this makeup is neutrals. So I've been really trying as much as I can to do neutrals on the upper part and doing colors down here if I can help it. It's because I don't know, I feel like they make me look so much older, and like, I don't know, maybe I just can't figure out the technique yet, but I do feel like they don't do my face any favors when I just do a solid color up here. So I won't be doing any red up here. I'm gonna do it all on the underside. I think I did this a while back, but what I really am liking is doing black powder on my lid. I feel like it helps hold the eyeliner a little bit better because I do have such a heavy crease on my eyelid. Typically, I'll have a lot of makeup crease on my eyelids, and it doesn't look good. I also realized just now that I put no powder down here to catch anything that falls, so I'm gonna have to try to be really careful and precise so that I don't mess up all of this work. I'm gonna take a slightly more precise brush here with the black, carve out a little bit of that crease. Because I am feeling a little wary, untrusting in myself, I am gonna put some powder here just to catch anything if anything does fall. I want like a pink, kind of warm up this space a little bit because I feel like it looks a little heavy right now. I feel like for me in particular, whenever I'm doing drag makeup, I very rarely go in with a solid plan. Kind of just let things happen as they happen. Going, I make a mistake and I just kind of roll with it, with like how it makes my face look. I usually hate everything after it's all done, and I'll just stand at the mirror for like 5 minutes and be like, I hate this, this is ugly, this is the most terrible thing I've ever done. But I don't typically like go in with an idea of what I want to do. I kind of just let the makeup happen. So I'm going to go in on this light color that I've done and do just a really light shimmer on it. It's a really neutral brown color. And now I'm going to eliminate all of the progress that I have made here, and I'm going to do eyeliner, which it's always a gamble with what's going to happen here. It could completely go south. It could completely do the thing that I wanted to do. There's really no way to know. Definitely didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to. So that's always a plus. This is usually the part where I'll start to complain that I hate the makeup, and then it doesn't stop until I'm done. It's usually like, ugh, this is the worst, I hate it, I'm ugly. Maybe it's because I'm a psychopath, maybe it's because I'm a perfectionist, maybe it's both, I don't really know. The only thing I do know is that I'm never happy with the looks until I've gotten to the club and I've taken a few pictures, and then I'm like, okay, this is not bad. But in the moment, I'm like, take it off. I can't be seen. Cool. I'm gonna take my marker that I used for my wing, and I'm gonna create a secondary line down here, just like this. And I'm gonna take my Alabaster again, and then do some under eye white here. One of these days, I'm gonna get a terrible eye infection because I never, ever, ever wash my brushes. I feel like I drop them on the ground all the time. And I have 4 cats, so you do the math on how disgusting that is. So now for, oh well, no, I'm not done. I don't like this. I'm gonna extend my wing a little bit because I don't like how closed it is. I like when the wing comes in and is really sharp and is almost touching my nose. So I'm gonna just extend that line a little bit. There we go, that's the T. So I've got my Morphe, again, a brush that I've clearly been using red on before in makeup tests, and I'm using the red in here. There's only one, which is kind of surprising because there's so many of the other colors, but there's only the one red. A couple different orange variants, lots of pinks, greens, tons of blues, tons of purples, even yellow. And like, who uses yellow? I don't know, there's gotta be somebody out there using it, but there's hardly any red, which I think is very interesting. And this really lovely red color that was in here, which is really more of like a pink. It's really more pink. I think it's pretty. I'm gonna use that to intensify it. I need to fix that. I'm gonna fix my eyeliner because getting close on it, I noticed there are a lot of patchy parts, so I'm gonna fix that really quick with a Kat Von D eyeliner. This is a tester one that I got in the mail. I need to get an actual one because this is the tits. Some length and volume mascara from Miss Elf. I think she is wonderful. She is a great product. And now I'm gonna fix my eyebrows and make those look better, because right now they're definitely not there. But I do really like this intense black. I think this is really, really cool. It's very different than what I normally do, because like I said, I normally do browns, but this black I think looks really, really cool. Now this foundation sponge that I was using earlier, I don't remember who I saw doing this, but it helped make it ombre. I thought that was a really fun little trick. So I'm doing that, just adding a little bit of foundation just to lighten it up on the ends, and then it helps give that illusion that that I did a good job with the ombre. And now I can go in with my really dark Morphe eyebrow pomade and do just like 1 or 2 very, very precise hairs. See that? That looks really good. And now for contour. My shade Light, which I've had forever, which finally bit the dust and it broke. I need to replace this so bad. Look how much I've used, but then like, it's fallen off. It's fallen and it can't get out. So I've just got these, this little clear thing that comes in the eyeshadow palette. I've been using this. Normally I'll use either cardstock or like a piece of construction paper, and I'll use that to help get this line really fine. So I got this blush. It's called Profusion Cosmetics. I don't think it's even sold anymore. I haven't seen it lately, but it was this really, really cheap brand that I found, and I was like, I want to try this. Got it at Target. Ended up being really good. and I ended up loving almost all of it. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I really want to do like a full face of them, which I could. I do have a couple other eyeshadow palettes, but really like it. And Morphe brushes, highlighter again. I am feeling this gold today, so I'm gonna use her. And then I've got this cheapy highlighter called TZ Cosmetics. A lot of really pretty colors. I'm gonna use the white for my nose. We're on pretty much the last step. So I'm gonna take my NYX Liquid Suede lipstick. It's cream. Really enjoy this. I'm gonna basically just create my lip shape. Surprise. And then this happens, which is really fun. And toilet paper trick. So I'm gonna use my Morphe red that I used down here. Just the Pride one. I can never quite find a red that I think pops the way that I want it to. So I usually end up using powder to kind of secure it. So at this point, I use an actual acrylic brush, an acrylic paint brush to usually fix the edges and things. I found that with all of the brushes that I've gotten that are like the high-end ones that are specifically made for lips, none of them do what I need them to do in the same way as this acrylic brush. And I've had this probably since I was like 12. I've had this crusty brush and I pulled it out one day and used it because I was like, I want to see if it works. And it did, and I liked it better than any other lip brush that I've ever used. And this, I don't even know how much this was when I originally got it, probably $1, you know? So now I'm just gonna do lashes, find a wig thing, and maybe an outfit. I don't know, I'm making this up as I go. I couldn't really find too much in my closet that matched this wig. I think this is kind of a difficult wig, but I think it is so cute. It was like super inexpensive at the wig store that I go to, and I really liked the curl pattern that I got into it and how like kind of crazy it was. But I don't really have anything that matches it yet, so I need to find something in my closet. This looks like one of those types of dresses that you see those ladies at the club and like you know that they were sucking dick in the bathroom. Like it looks kind of like one of those. Yeah, it's the look. Thanks for watching. Bye.